Hey there, everybody! It's Baltimore. I am here with Total Geek Live as part of Total Geek Presents. I'm here to talk to you today about Secret Empire. That's the Marvel Comics event that just ended this recently. So it has a 10-issue run, and I'm going to be talking about my thoughts, my feelings about it, and where do we go from here with Secret Empire and Marvel Universe in general. So first off, this kind of gets a little murky because the beginnings of Secret Empire start in Avengers Standoff. So yes, that's right. All the events roll upon each other, upon each other, upon each other. So in this story, which was written by Nick Spencer, both of them actually were both written by Nick Spencer. He talks about the villains of the Marvel Universe have been taken into custody by Shield and are sent to live in a town. And their minds are wiped, their memories are wiped. They don't have any idea that they have superpowers or they're super villains at all. So they live in this town and it is powered by the cosmic cube. If you don't know, is a cosmic MacGuffin. You might have seen it in Captain America: The First Avenger, but it's also long storied history in the actual comics. So it's basically it's a cube, and it gives the person who's holding it the power to rewrite history, to make their their will a reality. So it's gone back many, 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 many years. And so now they have another new cosmic cube, and it's sort of become its own sentient being, and it's a little girl. So how cute is that? A 4, 5, 6 year old cosmic cube girl, and it's as crazy as you might imagine. So at the end of this series, at the end of Avenger Standoff, Captain America is old. He's burned out of his secret serum, super soldier serum, and he's an old man, and he's still trying to fight, the good fight. So the end of this whole series of Avenger Standoff, Kobik, which is the cosmic cube, is a little girl, gives him back his youth. He's returned to his youth with his super soldier serum flowing through his veins. He's super strong. He's the Captain America. But what we didn't know is that the Red Skull had manipulated her into making Captain America a Hydra sleeper agent. Yeah, that happened. So she was manipulated into making him a secret Hydra agent since the beginning. And so when we are returned to reality in his series, he is hailing Hydra. So it's bad. And he's having all these plans upon plans upon plans to take over the world, America, and everyone. And he is a Hydra agent. He's getting in all of his bad people into play so that they could take over the world. And that's exactly what happens in Secret Empire. Um, so he has decided to create a place where they can rule the world. They can get the superheroes out of the way. He does this in two ways. He traps the powerful, amazingly, powerful cosmic characters, Marvel heroes, outside the Earth. He creates a planetary barrier so they can't get in and nothing can get out. And they are fighting off wave and wave and wave of Chitauri aliens that are coming to, attack the Earth. So that's one way he is able to take over. The second way is he's trapping a lot of the heroes in a Dark Force dome in Manhattan. So yeah, Manhattan. Gotta love the Marvel Universe, you know, denizens who live in Manhattan who just kind of like, okay, this is, Tuesday. Here we are in a Dark Force dome. Um, so yeah, so all the heroes are trapped in there. They can't get out. They can't get in. There's no light. Um, they are a rebel, group led by Black Widow and Hawkeye and some of the other Avengers who are trying to stop this from happening and who do or do not believe that this is the real Captain America. They believe that he's somehow been, mind controlled or it's a clone or whatever. But Marvel insists this is the real Captain America. Yeah, that didn't happen either. So they are taking to calling him Steve, Evil Steve, like kind of like it. So they are trying to mount an attack to stop him and do whatever they can. And Black Widow takes it upon herself to train young heroes in the Red Room, where she was trained to be an assassin. So she's already changing the minds of impressionable young heroes to different effects. Um, and it's not a Marvel event if there aren't some deaths, gratuitous or long lasting. I'll leave that to you. Um, with another series they had three major heroes that were killed, and then the epilogue. They had three epilogues, and each one brought them back to life. Um, so it was kind of a cheat here. And Marvel has gotten a huge blowback from this as Captain America is a Hydra agent, because Hydra agents are basically Nazis. There's no mincing it there. So Captain America has always been a Hydra agent slash Nazi. Didn't sit too well with the public, and they doubled down on it. They thought they would just be able to tell the story in here, and you can tell if you're reading the stuff that they changed midway through. That there was a lot of backtracking and backpedaling and trying to make this work. And then you know what? Lo and behold, there's a second Steve that comes along. Yeah, a second Steve, and who is basically the Kovacs, the Cosmic Cube. To bring it back to that again, it's her memories of Steve, the good Steve, and she brings him out at the 11th hour. And Hydra Cap, Stevel, and good Cap fight. And so that's what happens. And I have to say, I am highly disappointed with the series. I thought it could be really interesting and, tread some new ground here. But it just didn't. I think that if this was an alternate universe or something like that, it would have been really great and interesting, because there you can have lasting effects and lasting, repercussions. Here, it's the Marvel Universe. Their whole thing is the illusion of change, and that's what this is. They talk about, all these breaking the internet, all these things that are going to change comics forever, and it happens for maybe a month or so, or 2 months, and then it's back to normal. And so it's a little difficult as a reader to kind of buy into this is going to change everything and nothing is going to be the same, when it just kind of is. So that's a little disappointing here. I do have to say the artwork is amazing. It's beautiful. It's brilliant. It's just incredible. It's really, if you want to read it for the art, do it. That's Andrea Sorrentino, Lionel Francis Yu, Daniel Acuna, and they were just brilliant. They each did issues here and there. They also have like a long-running plot that goes through that each of them take care of, and it's really beautiful. It's muted. It's moody. It's evocative. Really gorgeous. And I do think Nick Spencer did a great job. I am a fan of his. I've been a fan of him for a very long time. And I'm disappointed here. I really hoped this series would be better than it was. But the art was amazing. The idea, the concept is interesting. I just think that they didn't really realize how challenging it would be to have the audience accept that. And I think there's a whole bunch of things that were, layered in there that kind of made it very challenging to be a success, or what they would consider a success. For me, as a reader, I'm always trying to figure out, well, how does this happen? How long does this happen? And how do we get from here to there? It seems like within the story, it takes place maybe like 3 or 4 or 5 months. And that's, quite a long time for, these events to happen. And most of the titles tie into it in some form or another. So we do have tie-in issues. And, unfortunately, if you're reading just Secret Empire and nothing else, you'll get the story, you'll understand it. But then there are a lot of things that are like, well, how did this happen? And where did they get this? And what happened here? So you don't get the full story unless you read all the tie-ins. And they are numerous and numerous. But I do want to give a shout out to Secret Empire Brave New World. Is their anthology series. And I'm a sucker for anthology series because it shines a light on characters you don't normally get to read about and experience and enjoy. So I really like that they do these anthology series, because then we can get to see characters that can't carry a title on their own, or aren't in the limelight for whatever reason. So those were a very big treat to have. So I really enjoyed those. Um, so basically, at the end of this, we have two Caps running around, Steve and Good Captain America, and we kind of have left it there. We don't know what's going to happen. Um, I would love to give this a higher rating. The artwork is brilliant and outstanding, and I could give it full marks upon that. But the story, I just feel um, didn't take me there, and the fact that it's gonna be wiped away and everything's gonna go back the same, and it's kind of hard for me to figure out how exactly it's gonna be back to normal and how there aren't gonna be ramifications when you had everyone in America or the world believing that Captain America is a Hydra agent and took over the world, took over America, and divided everything up and put Inhumans into internment camps, which is pretty bad. Gave the mutants their own little nation in the Northwest, and then now it just kind of all goes back to normal. And where do the mutants go? And now Inhumans are around again. Um, so it's a little bit that it's challenging for me as a reader to kind of accept all these things happen, and then now it's kind of sawa sawa. So what do you think? What are your thoughts on Secret Empire? Did you read it? Do you want to read it? It's going to be collected in a few months in a big trade paperback. I got all the floppies here that I've been reading every month as they've been coming out since August, or since April. It came out in April, and now it's end of August, so now we have the full story. But what do you think? Tell me your thoughts on Secret Empire. And if you like the way these things are going, let me know. Tell me what other events you want me to cover. Any of the X-Men events, any Avengers events, DC, let me know in the comments, and I'll get back to you, and we'll do some more of these reviews. So once again, thanks for joining me. I'm Baltimore again, and this is Total Geek Live Presents, and as always, it's all geek to us.